Building wealth, power, and influence isn't something that happens overnight. It takes years of strategy, effort, and, at times, a bit of quiet maneuvering behind the scenes. But for some, the path to dominance is a bit simpler. They're born into families that already hold the keys to the kingdom. Over the centuries, a handful of families have amassed vast fortunes and shaped the world to fit their vision. In today's video, we're diving into the lives of the world's most powerful dynasties, the families who have essentially mastered the economic game. The Rothschild family is often seen as the epitome of old-world banking wealth, with a fortune that traces back to Mayer Amschel Rothschild, a financier in Frankfurt in the late 18th century. Mayer revolutionized banking with innovative lending practices and built a vast financial network by sending each of his 5 sons to establish banks in key European cities: Nathan in London, James in Paris, Amschel in Frankfurt, Salomon in Vienna, and Karl in Naples. This strategic positioning allowed the Rothschilds to dominate the financial markets across Europe. One of the most defining moments in their history came during the Napoleonic Wars. Nathan Rothschild, based in London, used early access to news from the Battle of Waterloo to make a bold financial move. By buying British government bonds before the official news of Napoleon's defeat reached the public, Nathan made a fortune when the bonds surged in value, demonstrating the Rothschilds' unparalleled ability to leverage information and manipulate markets. By the mid-19th century, the Rothschilds had expanded their influence beyond banking, financing major infrastructure projects like European railroads and the construction of the Suez Canal. They also invested heavily in industries such as mining, energy, and winemaking, securing valuable assets, including the renowned Chateau Lafite Rothschild. Their wealth grew exponentially, and they became key financiers to European monarchs and governments during times of crisis, consolidating their power and influence in both finance and politics. Despite their immense fortune, the Rothschild family has always maintained a relatively low profile. While their exact wealth remains speculative, with some estimates suggesting it could be in the trillions, their influence is still felt today across various industries, including banking, real estate, and luxury goods. Though the Rothschilds may no longer dominate global finance in the same way they did in the 19th century, their legacy continues to shape the world. They've quietly navigated modern economic landscapes, using their centuries-old network to maintain their position as one of the most influential families in history. The Koch family dynasty began with Fred Koch, who co-founded Wood River Oil and Refining Company in 1940. His patented refining process revolutionized the oil industry and laid the foundation for what would become Koch Industries. In the 1960s, Fred's sons, Charles and David Koch, took over the business and transformed it into a massive, diversified empire spanning energy, chemicals, refining, finance, and consumer goods. Today, Koch Industries is one of the largest privately held companies in the US, with annual revenues surpassing those of many publicly traded corporations and operations in over 60 countries worldwide. Beyond their industrial success, the Kochs are also recognized for their substantial political influence. Through organizations like Americans for Prosperity, which they founded in 2004, the Koch brothers have funded campaigns, think tanks, and grassroots movements advocating for free market policies, deregulation, and conservative causes. Their financial backing played a critical role in the rise of the Tea Party movement, which has deeply influenced the Republican Party's policy agenda. With an estimated worth of over $125 billion, Koch Industries remains one of the most profitable and influential privately owned companies globally. Though David Koch passed away in 2019, Charles Koch continues to lead the company and its political initiatives. Their philanthropic efforts have had a lasting impact on both US politics and the broader ideological landscape. The Windsors. With a lineage spanning over 1,000 years, the British royal family has weathered wars, revolutions, and profound shifts in global power. A defining moment came in 1917, when King George V, responding to growing anti-German sentiment during World War I, changed the family's name from the Germanic Saxe-Coburg and Gotha to Windsor. This rebranding was not just symbolic, it was a strategic move to help the monarchy maintain its relevance and connection with the British people during a time of national crisis. Queen Elizabeth II's 70-year reign further solidified the monarchy's place in the modern world. Under her leadership, the British Empire transformed into the Commonwealth. The financial might of the Windsors is extraordinary. The Crown Estate, valued at over $30 billion, includes an extensive portfolio of land, real estate, and iconic properties like Regent Street in London. On top of this, the royal family privately owns estates such as Balmoral Castle and Sandringham House. The Windsors continue to wield significant soft power. Their influence extends far beyond the UK, with global connections, high-profile charitable work, and their status as symbols of continuity and national unity. The royal family's ability to adapt, from its early medieval roots to its modern role in a changing world, underscores why they remain one of the most powerful dynasties on Earth. The Morgan family, a cornerstone of American finance, has left a lasting impact on the financial landscape of the US and the world. The dynasty's legacy began with John Pierpont Morgan, a financial powerhouse in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. His vision and strategic mind were instrumental in founding some of America's largest corporations, such as US Steel, General Electric, and International Harvester. Beyond building corporations, J.P. Morgan wielded immense power in the banking sector, often acting as America's unofficial central banker. His most notable intervention was during the Panic of 1907, a severe financial crisis that threatened to collapse the economy. Morgan swiftly organized a coalition of top bankers, pooling resources to inject liquidity into the market and stabilize the financial system. This crisis was a catalyst for the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913. Today, the Morgan legacy lives on through J.P. Morgan Chase & Company, one of the world's largest financial institutions. With assets exceeding $3.7 trillion, it operates in over 60 countries, continuing to play a critical role in global finance. The Morgan family's impact extends beyond their corporate ventures. They have been influential in shaping modern banking practices, financial regulation, and economic policy. The Walton family, founders of Walmart, revolutionized the retail landscape in America and beyond. The legacy began with Sam Walton, who opened his first store in 1962 with a simple yet effective business model, offering a wide range of low-cost goods in rural areas where major retailers rarely ventured. This strategy quickly proved successful, and Walmart expanded rapidly throughout the US. Today, Walmart stands as a global retail giant, boasting over 10,500 locations in 24 countries and generating annual revenues that exceed $600 billion. The Waltons, collectively owning around 50% of Walmart's shares, have become one of the wealthiest families in the world, with a combined net worth surpassing $250 billion. Their financial empire extends beyond retail. The family has diversified its investments into various sectors. The Walton Family Foundation, established by the heirs, focuses on philanthropy, particularly in areas like education reform, environmental sustainability, and community development. Walmart's impact on the retail industry is unparalleled. The company pioneered innovations in supply chain management, such as using advanced logistics systems and data analytics to streamline inventory and reduce costs. The Walton family's vision has transformed a small-town store into a global retail powerhouse, cementing their legacy as one of the most powerful and influential families in modern history. These families have stood the test of time, adapting to economic shifts, political changes, and societal transformations. They have redefined industries, influenced policies, and shaped the modern world in ways both visible and hidden. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of power and wealth, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to explore more incredible stories. See you in the next video on Everyday Facts.